Dragon in the storm? Southern China's sky phenomenon sparks uproar. During a violent typhoon in mid-June, residents across Guangzhou captured jaw-dropping footage, a colossal dragon shape twisting through storm clouds, illuminated by lightning and rain. Videos taken from high-rise balconies show the shadowy form snaking across the sky, prompting online frenzy. Has the barrier been lifted, some asked? While skeptics cite light and cloud refraction, believers see it as an omen. Similar sightings stretched from Shenzhen to Guangzhou, raising eyebrows amid growing unease. As people search for meaning in the sky, one thing is clear: when nature stirs, even tightly controlled narratives start to crack. 500 acres ransacked. Anhui potato farmers watch harvest stolen. Drone footage shows crowds flooding fields in Suzhou, Anhui, stripping potatoes by hand and sacked 500 acres gone in 4 days. The farmers, overwhelmed and devastated, say over 2 million pounds of crops vanished. Despite police presence, officers told farmers on June 15 to delete videos of the mass looting. The clips, however, spread fast, igniting public outrage. Scenes of farmers crying beside empty fields paint a grim portrait. Who enforces the law when justice means silence? With harvest season turning into a free-for-all, many ask, who gave quiet permission? Sky turns red. Unusual celestial events stir anxiety across China. In early June, rare sky phenomena swept across China. Pink auroras glowing above Heilongjiang, flashes over Hong Kong, and red sprite lightning filmed in Tibet on May 31. But the most unsettling came just before dawn in Beijing. Residents reported a deafening boom and a sudden burst of light that lit up the sky, sparking meteorite rumors. Footage shows stunned citizens pointing upward, asking what is happening. As mysterious signs appear more frequently, online voices are rising. Some call it nature, others call it a warning. When the sky speaks, is it just weather or something more? Fireworks factory blast in Hunan shakes entire county, mushroom cloud seen miles away. At 8:30 a.m. in June 16, a massive explosion ripped through a fireworks factory in Linli County, Hunan. Home security cameras shook violently as residents fled in panic, some barefoot, mistaking the shockwave for an earthquake. Footage shows black smoke towering into the sky like a mushroom cloud. The blast lasted nearly an hour, flattening the site. Casualty numbers remain unconfirmed, and several workers are still unaccounted for. Locals noted the factory had previously been fined for safety violations. As images go viral, many ask, was this just an accident or another consequence of overlooked warnings? Mechanic loses patience over poorly made domestic car parts. A viral clip shows a frustrated mechanic in China attempting unsuccessfully to install parts on a domestic vehicle. After 3 tries, he throws down his tools, exclaiming that the components lack even basic precision. "It's like guessing, nothing fits right," he says on camera. The video pans to misaligned bolts and gaps in the frame. Netizens are calling it a symptom of a bigger problem: speed over quality. As long as it drives seems to be the new industry motto. While glossy ads promote national pride, under the hood tells another story. Family shop turns into financial trap. $84,000 0-cent property now faces $420,000 0-cents tax. A family in China is reeling after learning they owe over $420,000 0-cents in taxes just to sell a small shop they bought decades ago for $84,000 0-cents. Even a thief wouldn't be this ruthless, the owner says in a viral clip. Footage shows 3 generations in shock. What once built a life now feels like a trap. $42,000 0-cents, car paper thin, protection owner exposes shocking flaws in domestic vehicle. A car owner in China spent over $42,000 0-cents on a domestic vehicle, only to discover its anti-collision beam crumples like paper. In viral footage, he slams the trunk, water leaking inside for the 3rd time as he vents, "This is why wealthy people avoid domestic brands." Once a proud supporter of homegrown cars, he now calls it a costly mistake. Close-ups show warped beams and rust stains, raising questions about manufacturing standards. As consumer trust erodes, netizens ask, how much safety is sacrificed for profit? Century flood submerges Hiji city cut off after reservoirs release water. On June 18, the city of Huaiji in Guangdong vanished underwater. Aerial footage shows entire neighborhoods submerged, with rooftops barely visible. At 7 a.m., the Suijiang River peaked at 181 feet, smashing historic records and rising 16 feet above the danger line. Power lines snapped, cell service vanished, and residents were left stranded with no water or internet. All upstream reservoirs are releasing floodwaters simultaneously. Videos show families wading through chest-deep torrents, shouting for help. Authorities call it a once-in-a-century disaster. Locals are calling it abandonment.